And what you could do too is like because I have you pulled up on this one. Um, oh, what the fuck's going up, guys? We're live.
Yo,
Yeah.
All right, so that's Buck here. We have a fun episode today, and I am with a special guest. Also, my first guest, Sus Edwards. How are you doing, man?
I'm
I'm
doing
doing
good,
good,
man.
man.
I
I
teased the
teased the
chat
chat
last
last
time.
time.
They were
They were
looking
looking
forward
forward
to it,
to
but
it, but
now,
now,
we
we
give them
give
the
them the
real
real
show.
show.
Gonna
Gonna
rip a
rip a
couple
couple
teams. I
teams. I
think we'll
think we'll
take
take
down.
down,
Feeling
feeling
like
like
250,000
250,000
on
on
this
this
draft,
draft.
so
So
it's
it's
gonna
gonna
be
be
a
a
good
good
day,
day,
man. I'm
man. I'm
looking
looking
forward to
forward
it.
to it.
Yes, sir. I'm all about that, man. I'm excited. It took a little time and effort, but we made it happen. Um, what I kind of want to get into is kind of just some news that we've heard over the last few days. Nothing too crazy, but there's a if there's a lot of bad smoke around Brees Hall right now.
What do you think about that?
I don't like it. I Brees Hall was someone that was kind of um now I don't know. I kind of prefer the guys around him. Like Kyron and Chase Brown, even like Amara Hampton. But is he someone that you've been on this year? Someone that you've been fading?
I haven't really targeted him at
ADP.
ADP.
I'm gonna take him at like the 3-4
turn
turn just because it's a bet on
Uh huh.
talent. But
Besides
besides that, I mean, the offense is just kind of
You
weird.
know,
You know,
you're getting
you're getting
multiple Jets in the top
multiple
three
Jets in the
rounds,
Mhm.
bat.
and Isaiah Davis is
And
a
Isaiah
solid
Davis
player.
is a solid player. You know, they're
They're
going to throw
going to throw
Braylon in
Braylon
there
in there
too.
too.
It just could be a messy situation. Now, people are worried because the guy's coming over from the Lions. But, I mean, they supported multiple running backs in their
Mhm.
system. It's just a matter of can the offensive line really keep it going and sustain drives. I'm willing to bet on a talent like Brees Hall because I really believe the talent's there.
But
But
it does feel a little
it
gross.
does feel a
I
little
feel like
gross. I feel like we're going to just get a better ADP
later,
later, so I might as well just grab him when he's like pick 41, 42.
Yeah, I mean that's a good point. Like we'll see where he falls. I'm sure he's gonna be falling, right? Like when you have
Yeah.
news that you
Yeah.
want to run a committee, people don't like that.
Right.
Also, I just want to say what's up, chat, everyone here. We appreciate you.
Yeah.
What's up? What's up, my uncle? What's up, stars? Anyone checking out? So what we're gonna be doing, right? Like you said, we're gonna be drafting a 250K team. All
Something
right,
light. Something light.
something light, man. Also, before we get started, how close are you from? You're pretty close filling the big board, huh?
I'm gonna be using my
I'm gonna be using my last bullet on the stream.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've been edging all
Yeah.
week. I had 2 bullets left. I
had to use one.
had to use one.
But,
Enough
to save the
discipline to save the one.
Hey, you know what? That's what you get for blue balling me last week. So you had to
Type shit.
be patient.
Type shit.
All right.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
we're gonna jump in a big board. If anyone wants to jump in with us. Wow, fill rate's almost 80%.
Yeah, it's picking up.
Yeah, it's picking up. It seems to be picking up. I guess people are getting excited for the draft.
One more person, if anyone wants to get in. Yeah, it's I'm not maxing it out. Obviously, I think I've only done like 20 big boards.
Word.
A lot of my time
Word.
went to baseball. I'm still 50-50 if I want to max it out. I think if I'm streaming daily, which I think I'm going to be in the summer, I probably will, but we'll see.
What do you think about the
return on investment for BBM? Because I'm not sure I'm really going to do BBM like that this year, and maybe just go for the smaller contests where it's a little easier to advance to the finals.
What do you think about that?
What do you think about that? Because man, you put in 3750, bro,
You don't hit a final.
and you don't hit a final, you just lost like
2.5 bands.
2.5 bands at
Well,
best.
first I'll answer that, but first, our influence power almost got us to 1.1.
type shit.
Right there,
Type
right?
shit.
So we were almost there. I'm not an influence just yet, but we're getting there.
We're inching
We're
up.
we're inching up.
Reaching out.
Yeah.
To answer your question, I don't know. I kind of that's because I don't think BBM's great. Obviously, it's not a min cash. You're not looking to get like your investment back.
Right.
It's a lottery, right? You're looking to make one final
Right.
and hopefully hit the nuts that week. I think if it depends on your bankroll too, because 3750 is a lot of money, right? I mean, you know, higher stakes. The higher stakes are fun, so I think the higher stakes I'm gonna be messing with, and then with the BBM will be more streams. But we are on the clock. Who's your guy right here that you're going to if Chase goes?
I kind of just go in
ADP order at the top of the first round just to get those exposures. So I like Saquon
so
here.
Saquon over Bijan for you?
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely. Can't fade
the offensive player
of the year. The man just went crazy.
If he stays healthy,
he's going to go crazy again. The offensive line is elite.
And he could run hotter
on touchdowns.
Yeah.
You know?
Real quick, we got some feedback. It's Mac glitchy and hard. So there's a little echo. For you, I think if try. Let me see one sec.
Sure.
It says you have an echo.
If I talk closer
to the mic, is that better?
Yeah, Chad. Is it better if he talks closer to the mic? How does it sound from when I speak or to when Sus speaks? And let me see the stream too. Is the stream being glitchy as well?
Testing.
JSN is a bad pick. Testing.
Lad's a great pick. Testing. I mean, you sound good to me, but we'll see right now.
Okay.
But yeah, so right now we have Chase, Barkley, Bijan, Jefferson, Gibbs, Lamb, and Neighbor to go for 7. It still repeats for Sus. Oh shit, let me try something actually. It might be my mic. Oh, okay. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay.
I can hear you.
Yeah.
Can you hear
How
me?
does it sound now? I think that should fix it.
Okay.
Where are you at with Neighbors right now?
No, man, I really haven't been there on the Neighbors click the whole time. I thought we were going to get him a little cheaper in round 2. And honestly, if Travis Hunter goes there, isn't that going to make him go down a little bit?
That was another thing that I wanted to talk about is there's a report that the Browns are maybe locked in at Travis Hunter 1.2 where who's the quarterback there? Kenny Pickett?
For now, I think
some people are hoping for Kirk Cousins, but
I guess we'll have to see about
that.
They're saying it's still
repeating for me.
Should I pop back in?
Yeah.
What do you think makes the most sense?
See. Okay, can you hear me, Sus?
Yep.
Yeah. You could pop out, pop back in. We'll try that. You know. Obviously, you could tell how new I am to streaming, and this is all trial and error.
All right. Okay.
All right, Sus is gonna dip and then come back right now. I just got a second monitor too, so if you see me looking right, it's because I'm on that. Okay, let's see. Okay. We're up in 3 picks. I have no idea who's on the clock right now. See, don't you guys love this? You guys are watching a upcoming streamer figure everything out on the fly. Yo. Okay, so let us know if Sus still echoes. So it's just repeating. So basically, it's just after you say something. Okay, we'll figure that out right now. All right. So right here, the receivers. I mean, if you take Barkley, do you go 2 receivers or do you go running back, receiver, or who's your guys here?
I'm gonna probably go
Tyreek here.
So we'll go Tyreek, which I don't mind pairing Tyreek with Barkley. Tyreek concerns me a little. I mean, he played.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
It's kind of like the CMC bet where it's like some shit just went wrong in the offense for him last year. He was banged up himself. If Tyreek's in a system where Tua can get protection from the offensive line, he could bounce back to like 1,300, 1,400 yards easy, I think.
100%. And like, he was still good last year with the broken hand. Like,
yeah.
You know, I think I'm more worried about the Dolphins in general. And kind of
they just had their left tackle, who's arguably their best offensive lineman, retired.
Let's see right now. So, just looking at the board, Jacobs is like the only RB that I would probably consider here. Trey's gone, so I think Higgins would be a smash for me.
Higgins, yeah. Because the other reason I like Tyreek there is because I like Tyreek more than Garrett Wilson and below.
Yeah.
And sometimes the Jamar Chase drafter doesn't want to take the double. So
and we actually get a gift. Okay.
I'm about it. I'm so about
it. One is because I do like double dipping at RB here, but if I take Barkley and I'm able to get like a Hill and Higgins, I think that's nice.
It's such a good start. Higgins was third in points per game last year.
It says your repeating's gone. Let's fucking go.
Sick.
See that?
And we got a good start. Come on, man. The vibes are good.
Yes, sir. Pour one out.
Oh yes. Yeah, I got this melted ass icy from Wawa. I might fucking pour that out. It's fucking dog shit. But yeah, I like that start a lot.
Yeah, this is a fun start, man. I just think, bro, like, I don't know, like, the 2-3 turn this year for me, if this is how it's gonna be ADP wise, come like, you know, after draft season, I'm gonna have a lot of RBs in this range.
Yeah. I'll be down for Kyron at 25, like if he survives the draft. That's a little rich for me right now. Like I just don't have to do that yet. But Bucky is a smash, one of the best young talents in the league.
Yeah.
Josh Jacobs, one of the highest rated PFF running backs last year. Put the team on his back. I mean, I think part of that was just Jordan Love was banged up, but a guy who can score 12 touchdowns in 8 games, you know, definitely worth a 2-3 turn pick.
Yeah, 100%. I agree with that. So you doing 150 big boards, which you've been in the streets, man. You know, you hoeing around, you every day, maybe sometimes multiple. What's your take on kind of the landscape of the ADP, the structures you're building, and just how you've been building your teams?
I do a little bit of this and a little bit of that.
Yeah.
One thing I like to do, I don't even know if this really makes sense, is like we're super wide receiver heavy, and it kind of starts a bit of a run. Like I kind of just try to feel out the room. Certain streamers, you know, if I know they're fan, I like to go to a lot of streamer drafts because you can get certain guys cheap that I like Joe Mixon. You can get it like pick 60 sometimes, and I'm like, okay, bet.
Interesting.
You know,
okay.
Kind of stream sniping. But I would say the main thing I'm doing right now is really leaning into the rookie running backs, guys in this class that are just like straight up better than like the picks at like 110, 120. So I'm kind of building my drafts around being able to attack RB at least a little bit in that range.
Yeah, I mean, you make a good point with the RBs later, because that's why I have you on too, because I know nada about this rookie class right now. Like, I am aversion to it. I didn't watch the combine. I only see stuff on Twitter, and then I make my conclusion off that right now. But I think we're going to probably see some Buckies, right? We're going to probably see some guys that, like, smash that you could get, you know, in the later rounds. But I just don't know who those guys are yet.
Yeah, you're definitely going to get some Buckies and some Tyrone Tracy's. Like, last year's class wasn't even good, and those two guys gave you some great value in that range. And this year's class is crazy. Like people said, like it's been a weak free agent class, so there's still a bunch of jobs available. And last year, not a lot of the veterans got hurt, so like just if you have more like veterans getting hurt, you're just going to see a heavier zero RB type of year work. I don't even think you have to go zero RB. I don't really like the idea of that, because in this landscape, there's so many running backs with projectable points that you kind of need a little bit of that for the advance rate. But like Saquon covers you like so strong.
For sure, yeah. Like it kind of hero RB type of build.
Right.
And we'll probably be continuing that, because right here.
Oh, this range is so ass.
It is. I think we go receiver, and I'm just gonna put some guys I like Metcalf.
Let's do Godwin.
Let's do a Godwin build. Yeah, yeah.
Flip the board.
Let's flip the board. Let's get a little unique. Godwin's 1-2. I could see just continue to rise.
Like this whole tier is pretty flat to me. Yeah. So we got a little unique. I don't know how. I don't think a ton of Saquon teams have Godwin on them. We got a good start, so it gives us a little wiggle room.
Are you automatic with like Joe Burrow with Higgins here, or do you like to push it? Like, would you rather have Baker, Higgins?
I think you could go either way with that and be totally fine. Do you have a preference here? I think it's like a total toss-up.
Yeah. It's I'm totally spazzing out right now. Like, okay, I think what.
Let's push it.
Let's push quarterback. Let's have some fun. And you know what we're gonna do is we're gonna go Waddle. We're gonna go Waddle, man.
Ooh, I'm with it.
Just because, you know what, Tua, and when you have like Tyreek or Waddle, Tua falls like 20 picks past ADP sometimes.
Yeah, we about to get Tua at fucking 160.
Yeah, we might get him in the last round.
We might get him at fucking 239 type shit.
He might go undrafted. We might not even draft him.
We might take Johnu.
Yeah, so we're
no, I don't know about that, but
I like the start so far. I mean, Barkley, BBC, RB start, and then just 4 receivers that I think are pretty nice, especially in the best.
Couldn't you just see it where it's like Tyreek goes for like 32 in week 15, and then Waddle gives you 27 the next week?
Oh, for sure. Like I've always been like it sucks with Waddle because I was off Waddle for the first 2 years, and then the last 2 years I've been on him, and he's like burned me. But I still think he's a very talented player. Like
100%.
You know, like him and Tyreek are still one of the best receiver duels in the NFL.
Is gonna hit. You're making a bet that the offense is functional, that the offensive line can protect Tua. And so if Tyreek can hit, then Waddle can hit.
100%. And they're both big play guys. Like, Waddle doesn't even need to be like, you know, what he did in year 2 or year 1. He just needs to spike at the right time for us.
Right. And once you have like a bunch of elite receivers to start, like what I think Chris Godwin could be, especially when you pull him up to 47, you're like, this is Chris Godwin. Doesn't even need to be like the wide receiver 2 like overall stretch he had at a point last year, but just like a very solid like top 15 receiver. We're already gonna get a bunch of projected points at wide receiver. You know, we don't need the Chris Olave like 16, 17 points there. We need like a guy who can hit the lineup, like give us a 30 burger, and Waddle's definitely that.
Yeah, I like that. Like, Godwin's like the floor while Waddle's the spike guy. But
like if I start with a bunch of elite RBs, that's where I want Olave. I'm like, okay, I need a guy who can hold me down for some projectable volume.
Mm-hmm.
But Waddle, it's I like how we're attacking this so far. And Burrow, not to jinx it, but Burrow is still there. I don't think we have any auto drafters, so and I see some badges. You never
our chase team, which that would be a gnarly snipe if we could do that.
Yeah.
We have Star says Waddle price now is fair for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. You know, Bake. I've so we have a 1-4 build. You know, coming up, and so this range, the receivers, they're all the same to me. Like, I truly have a hard time ranking these receivers that are left right now.
Hey, I'll take out of this group. I'm taking Cam Ward's number 1 receiver all day.
Calvin Ridley. Yeah.
I'll talk with him.
Yeah.
What do you think of Calvin Ridley?
Calvin Ridley, I haven't been offered on him, but like if I'm trying to think at this like practical and logic, like he's the only receiver there that's going to command targets. Excuse me, he just went. But if Cam Ward's good, Calvin Ridley's going to be great. Yeah. Right? Like if
he had 1,000 yards with Mason Rudolph and Will Levis. He can't go lower with Cam Ward, who can throw catchable targets. I mean, for the first half of last year, Calvin Ridley was not getting catchable targets, and Mason Rudolph gave him some by the end. But anyway, moot point, he's gone.
I'm smirking right now because Joe Burrow's there. This guy has a quarterback, but I'm worried about Sticky Kush.
Bro, you never know, man.
I'm worried about Sticky Kush because this guy, I think
Sticky Kush is high as shit. He doesn't know who is on his team. He's like, yo, I got like 20 picks of CLB type shit.
Bro, what the fuck? See, okay.
Yo!
We got Joe Burrow, baby.
Say less. You want to think about our next pick?
Wait,
while we have a little bit of time?
Yeah. Let's just start him up. I mean, 21 packs ADP is pretty fucking nice.
Bro, influencer type shit.
Yes, sir. Change of the game. So right here, man, this is tough.
This is where I'm probably going Judkins. A little bit of rookie upside. He's pretty locked into the second round.
I've heard, so I think I heard some red flags about Junkins. I forgot what it was, but is if you tell me
go him here, if you're like kind of like he's a little sus, we could definitely go another way. Definitely not Najee. I saw you hovering over that star. That shit almost triggered me. I would. There's a couple other running backs.
I don't mind Junkins. And he's like buff as hell, right? He's like a beast, like.
Yeah. He balled out at Ohio State. People were like worried about his
Ohio State, okay.
His broken tackle rate, but the reality is just some team's going to draft him in the second round to like be their workhorse, and he's going to get like 270 carries.
And to be fair, because I do like the receivers feel safer. Like we know Emeka's going to be a first. Running backs later, I'm not too big of a fan of. So
yeah,
I'm cool with Junkins. If he hits a nut spot, then he's gonna rise up, a couple rounds.
Like if his former offensive coordinator Chip Kelly drafts him, to the Raiders, he's getting a shitload of touches.
Dude, did you see too that the Jets are talking about like trading Brees and drafting Genty? Reporter, I don't know if it was on Sleeper, but there's like smoke that they're interested in Genty at 7.
That'd be fucking insane. I really would not put it past them. They're such a poverty franchise. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. They would like be one of the worst teams in the league and then go ahead and take a running back at 7. So, but maybe that's like their Jahmyr Gibbs,
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying is like, I think this draft we're gonna see a lot of surprises. We're gonna have some teams that take a running back.
It get real weird.
Yeah.
Because some people are like expecting the running backs to be suppressed because there's so many, but it's like. People in the NFL want their guy.
100%.
And there's so many guys that could be someone's guy that like they just might get fucking excited. And when you see also a year where like Saquon leads the Eagles to the Super Bowl, these GMs are like, what's the thing that everyone's doing? Like, or like the most successful team doing? Like the Chiefs, like when they were successful, everyone was taking anyone who could run fast, like Mecole Hardman, Kadarius Toney. I could definitely see them just like chasing that running back.
Oh, of course, like, because running back was dead, and then we just saw Derrick Henry, Joe Mixon, Barkley, all just like shit on that, like, yo, like, no, like Jacobs, like, no, like, give us our fucking money, we matter, because Eagles don't win a Super Bowl without Barkley, I think.
No, he was definitely he added a shitload of value.
Yeah,
I'm an Eagles fan, and it was nice to see them finally like not try to. Like maximize the value of like a perfect roster with like Miles Sanders, and DeAndre Swift.
Oh, you're an Eagles fan.
I
didn't know that. Hey, finding out live.
Type shit, breaking news type shit.
Are you are you a homer where you'll draft Eagle players just cause, or?
People might say that because Will Shipley is one of my highest exposure running backs, but. Last year I had 2% Barkley. So A, I'm a fake sharp. B, I am definitely not a homer.
Well, I mean, be 2% Barkley this year and be like 50% Will Shipley and Barkley will get hurt. That's how it's gonna go.
I think I'm at like 13% Barkley and 30% Shipley because I'm like either Barkley is gonna kill you or his backup's gonna kill you.
Yeah. I mean, Gainwell's out of there, so Shipley should lock in as number 2.
Hey, some people are saying A.J. Dillon, who's like fat and missed all of last year with a neck injury and got 160,000 guaranteed, is going to be the guy.
I totally forgot A.J. Dillon's on that team.
My conspiracy theory for why they signed him is because you know how the Packers like put forward that like rule to like ban the tush push?
Yeah.
And like how AJ Dillon has like crazy squats and shit.
Like he's like
Goddard, who's one of the tush pushers, they could use AJ Dillon and troll the Packers. That's like my little conspiracy.
Interesting. Dude, is Goddard getting traded?
I think he's gone. Yeah, they signed a couple tight ends in free agency, and he wants like $14 million a year, and they have like the money for 4. Howie's cap management can only go so far.
You know what? Eagles might be a team that draft a tight end pretty early.
I could see it. They're picking 32, so I don't know if they'll get like they can't get Warren or Loveland, but like maybe like a round two, like Mason Taylor or Elijah Arroyo, like my boy Harold Bannon.
Yeah, there's a lot of good options. So we're up in 3 picks right now. Little quarterback run. I'm just looking at the stacks. I mean, Tua for later. We got Burrow, Baker Wentz.
Jonnu might be doing too much. I feel like you can only really make the bet on two. Like you bet that Waddle's the guy and not Jonnu. If that makes sense.
No,
what do you think?
Like, I kind of go back and forth between that because like I could see where it's more likely that only 2 players, but if not one player, will go off in a single week. So if you have 3, 4, then you're spreading yourself thin. But then also it's about if the Dolphins are the #1 offense, it doesn't matter. Like Johnny's gonna eat, everyone's gonna eat.
There's a lot of other tight ends I like. We can lay off the Jonnu glaze for now.
Looking back, I'm not really interested in one here. What about
Stephon Diggs?
Oh yeah, let's pull Diggs up. I'm a Patriot fan, by the way, so...
Oh, shit. Okay, nice.
Yeah, Eagles are making Super Bowl home run hits while we're overpaying drastically for a torn ACL 3-year-old receiver. But,
Hey, Hall of Fame talent, Stephon Diggs. If anyone can come back, it's those guys who have like the crazy work ethic and freakish bodies.
I hope so, man.
His body's great, man. I love looking at it.
Yeah, I bet you do. Straight up. What about these tight ends right here, buddy? Like, so Jonnu is it okay? So Mark goes.
I would keep hitting wide receiver.
Yeah, I like
this. Feel it like Christian Kirk, Rashid Shaheed. About Kirk just getting like 8 targets a game from Stroud with the defense focusing on Nico.
Yeah, I'm cool with Kirk. I know he's risen like from what was he like 130s, 140s or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't care. Like I don't care if a player rises that much. Like there's so much. Yeah.
You got such a good spot, man.
Yeah, I mean legitimately like Christian Kirk, like he's a baller. Like I won't be surprised if he's like, like 75, 80 for like 1,006.
Like last year, he was what, like a 4th round pick. Now maybe that was like a little bit of glaze, but like it means that we believed in the talent enough to like get that 1,000-yard year. And last year we were taking 3 Texans receivers pretty high. They fired like one of the worst offensive coordinators in the league. Like you definitely want the Texans wide receiver too if they can play football, and he can.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, unless CJ Stroud's a bitch again, like that.
Well, technically, that's in the cards because he was a bitch last year. So
yeah, he. That's why I don't think Bo Nix is going to be a bust or not. But like, if you look back in history, like how many quarterbacks regressed the next year?
Yeah. And the thing was like Stroud, we were kind of like glazing how good his first year was. It was like pretty good, but it wasn't like epic.
Mm-hmm.
And then people were really drafting him up because they added Diggs, and they're like, oh my god, he's got like Tank Dell, like 3 elite receivers, and like the volume's gonna go like to the moon. And it's like it just didn't. Like the offensive line was bad, the offensive coordinator was bad. Tank Dell wasn't got that going. Rear-ending injury.
Yeah, exactly.
But if they can just get normal offensive coordinatorship and improve the offensive line, that's a big if. But if they attack it in the draft, bro, I think Kirk's like 907.
Mm-hmm.
You'd definitely take that.
Yeah, I really like this receiver room. This feels super strong, and it lets us kind of pound these rookie RBs later. Okay, cool. We're up in 11 picks. Because
the wide receiver really starts to fall off at like 120.
For sure. Like, I'm looking now, and, dude, like, all these receivers could be irrelevant.
They could all get 500 yards.
Yeah.
Like someone will be the guy, but like I don't want to be guessing all the time. And I think a lot of them are just bad. Quentin Johnston's bad. Romeo Doubs is bad. Xavier Legette, the coach is like, yeah, we gotta we gotta work with him every day. It's like, okay, because he's bad. Keon Coleman can't separate for shit.
Yeah.
Keon Coleman.
Does Leggett
these
even
guys
care about football, or does he just care about like hunting and skinning live squirrels?
type shit. I love him. I love that accent.
He's a great personality. I just don't think he's great at football.
No. And this exact page you have up right now, like you know how people talk about like the running back dead zone.
Mm-hmm.
This is the most dead zone of like 12 players I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah. And it's crazy because one of them is like Jaden Higgins is reporting that he could be in the first round receiver.
He's pretty crazy.
Oh, those are fighting words. And
hey man.
Hey.
Matt, you know Matt Harmon's reception perception. Every single route on his chart was red. That might be fake news, but I'm pretty sure it's true.
I think I did see something like that. I saw like who's his teammate? That's another
Jalen Noel
or
Noel or something. I think he's better.
Okay, because his teammate, it was something where I saw where like when his teammate got hurt is when Higgins stepped up, but when they were on the field, Higgins wasn't really doing much.
Jaden Higgins has like the same stats as they're like the same size and speed. So you know, if I wanted Xavier Hutchinson, I wouldn't take him at 140. I'd take him at 240.
Yeah, I agree. All right. I mean, we're up in 2 picks. Evan Ingram feels like a tight end that's like pretty solid in this range.
Yeah.
He's gonna get consistent volume. Running backs. I know.
Yeah, there are a couple of running backs here.
Yeah.
At all interested.
And
Tua will be there. I'm pretty sure with our next.
So Brian Robinson goes. We're up.
Just out of curiosity, who's the Jonnu guy? Okay.
We'll find it right now. Right now.
So if we want to get a running back, because the guy after us only has 2 running backs but has a tight end, would you rather go tank and try to push Ingram, assuming he doesn't go second tight end already?
Yeah, we could do that. Sell me on Tank. Sell me on why Tank's gonna be a great pick this year.
Tank Bigsby, A.D. Irving, getting Liam Cohen coming over, who had 25 fantasy points per game for his backfield in Tampa Bay. 4.6 yards per carry, if I'm not mistaken, for Bigsby last year. Super physical, insane dog levels. Travis Etienne is kind of like not that good.
Mm-hmm.
Now he could bounce back if the system's better, but right now they have so many needs. They have a decent number of draft picks, but I think they have so many needs. I don't think they're going to take a running back to like round 5 or 6. And I think Bigsby wins that job with a new coach that's just going to look at him and Etienne and say, yeah, that's my guy, and he could score, like eight touchdowns.
There we go. That's all we took him. You heard it, 25 points per game, Tank Bigsby. All right, dude, this is so bad. I mean, are you
now one of my favorite clicks?
Yeah, tell me.
If you want to go tight end, is Colston Loveland.
All right, let's do it. So he's another guy where I think he's a first rounder or on the fringe of being a first rounder.
Yeah, he's gonna probably go top 20.
What kind of prospect is he?
He's huge. He's athletic. Kind of like a weird year last year at Michigan, but not really his fault. Like their leading passer had like 1,200 yards, so they just couldn't throw the ball. But he just profiles as like an elite receiving tight end in the NFL. And some people think he might be better than Warren. Warren's gonna go ahead of him, but. I mean, you're getting. He's not like a Brock Bowers type prospect, but like. I mean, I think he's like.
That those are strong words, if I may say the least. Now, that's very interesting. Oh wait, never mind. That's showing up. Okay. Exit this. Go back. Oh, okay. Back. So this is what you see when you see someone that has 2 monitors just learning how to use it.
Just chefing it up.
Just having fun. Do you so I know also the people to know you've had a couple streams yourself. Do you plan on doing any more or
Yeah, I think I'm going to get into them after post draft. Just dip my toes in last year, gave the people a sneak peek. But this year more settled in down here, I think it'll be fun. So I'll definitely do some. But
for sure, man. Like
it'll be like a random thing as opposed to a schedule, I think.
Yeah, it's a hobby. It's something to do for fun. And if you draft the winner of the big board, you want that on live stream.
Exactly.
Like that's how cool that would be.
I need the validation. I need everybody to see how smart I am.
Exactly. You're like, this is how I'm so much better than you. Watch me pick round by round how I dominate you guys.
Exactly. Come back to the stream from April 6th.
April 6th right here, showing you how I draft a 250K team.
This could be a special team.
I think it is a special team. And so I did see where Janu is, and Sticky Kush picks right before us. But
okay,
he does have 2 quarterbacks already, so I'm not worried about him like taking another quarterback.
Right.
Yeah.
Worst comes to worst, we have our elite quarterback, and we can just like get points from some other guys.
Yeah.
But I will hate him forever if he takes to us. So I mean, there's that.
Yeah, I'd be sad too, man. Yeah, this is definitely reaching the range where like the rookie RBs are going to be coming a lot and often, and that's where you're going to be. Sell me on a lot of these guys, man, because all these guys like I hear good things, but then it's like, okay, like who is one? Let me see, like Dylan Sampson. Me and him have a special connection.
Ooh.
Yeah, very special.
Tell me about you and Dylan.
So I did a big
chomping at the bit to hear it.
Yeah. So I did a big board, $100 buy-in, and I auto.
I was in that one. Sorry, I was in that one.
Yeah, you saw, right? And ever since then, I'm like, he's like the player that I need to know where he goes the most. All right.
Yeah, there's a lot riding on that. Okay, Sticky Kush, please, bro. Yes, dude. Yes. Sometimes it just works out.
It does, yeah. So okay. So we have our 2 quarterbacks, Burrow, Tua, stacked right now with Higgins, Tyreek, Waddle. Very nice. Receivers very strong right now. And then running back.
Call me crazy, bro, but if Keenan Allen is there at the next pick at 146, bro. What do you think about him?
Well, he just went, so we don't have to think.
Okay. Fuck him.
Yeah, fuck that guy. He sucks. I mean, receiver, I think I'd rather go running back here.
Okay.
Is Samson or no? Or Dobbins?
I would go Samson of those 3.
Okay. Because we could do that, and then... Yeah. Yeah, you know what? We were just talking about Samson. Samson's our guy.
Yeah.
He's
a solid prospect. He's not one of my biggest glazes, but like in that range, I definitely want some exposure to him. He's a great athlete.
Okay.
Good one-cut runner. I just end up liking certain other guys a little more, but that, I fall into a trap of like, oh, I like this other guy more, so I'm gonna take him all the time. Like, nah, you got like guys get hurt. Sometimes you're wrong. Like, so I'm definitely gonna grab some Dylan Sampson there.
With you being like a volume drafter, do you fit into like the 8% bucket?
Fuck no.
Okay.
I'm in the 44% Mostert bucket.
That's what I like to hear.
And sometimes you end up with 44% Mostert and 28% Quorum and 30% Khalil Herbert, but sometimes you get 33% Jalen McMillan, and it drags you to all the finals.
See, that's what I'm talking about. Because I'm someone that's like, I think it's important to like diversify and like open your mind. But like if there's a guy I want, like I'm gonna smash him. Like give me 30-40%.
No pause.
Yeah. No pause at all. Like I'm gonna just take him every round. Like if he's giving me the RB, like last year with Barkley, like I was someone that was high on Barkley at like 14%, but he was someone that like I thought was RB3 ranking because he went to the Eagles, and then I kind of let just kind of like the fear go in my mind, push, or maybe Barkley isn't gonna get that much volume in the passing game, and I outsmarted myself.
And then sometimes it just turns out, fast big guy and good offense go Burr.
No, 100%. Like generation athlete, who never's been on a good team with a good O line, finally does, and yeah, he smashes. All right, so we have a 2-4-6-1 building. So tight end, obviously, we're gonna be looking for Mike Jaskeski.
I sometimes even think we can push him to maybe the next turn after this one. But if you wanted to pull him up, I wouldn't hate it. I just think there's like some like this is like the sweetest part of the board for like the rookies coming up.
Yeah, I agree. Like I will live if we don't get him on the after this turn.
Then like some other tight end, we're like, oh well, you just hope they fall in.
Yeah.
The end zone.
Now with the Burrow and Tua build, are you stopping at 2 or still going 3 here? Usually.
I'm probably going 3 just because of the injury risk, and I don't want to like ruin such a good fun team because like Burrow could miss like 3 weeks and Tua could miss 5.
No, yeah. The only thing is like it's harder to find the stacks this late unless you already have someone that you can stack them with.
Honestly, I wouldn't even really care too much about the stack for I would just want a guy who's like, okay, I'm going to get his like 16, 17 points, and he's like just insurance to make sure this team gets through, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, it depends on maybe maybe Cam Ward is just so good at a rookie, you don't really need to stack him, but like a Derek Carr, I want to stack. Like I just like I feel like I just don't
type shit.
Yeah, you know, like I'll get in some ugly bad stacks, bro. Like I don't care. Like give me, you know what? I'll take Brandon Cooks and Juwan Johnson with Derek Carr. Fuck it. You know, right dirty.
So who are you liking at running back here? Damn, the board's kind of working out in our favor with.
So I'm not in on Javonte right now. That could be a mistake.
No.
I'm
not taking him at 220. I'm not taking him at 220, bro. I'm not taking him at 140, 240. He's one of the worst running backs I've ever fucking seen. Thank you to whoever that is for taking him. He's like the most cooked running back of all time. But maybe the third year off a devastating injury, it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Fuck out of here.
So
RJ Harvey though. Okay,
we're on the clock. So my thought is Brain Allen's interesting if they're in a committee, but then also
Pull up Damian
Martinez. I was gonna
say
Damian he's Martinez, the one I think people are starting to kind of like get more bullish on. Like this guy is just a monster.
I'm at 16% on him. I think he's got some real James Conner to his game. He just runs hard, but he doesn't like really patient at the offensive. He's like really patient at the offensive line. So I want him to go somewhere with a decent offensive line. But if he goes like Pittsburgh like that or Denver or somewhere, he could just go crazy in like a good Najee role.
So right here,
I like Algier. Braylon, I'm just worried because it might be Isaiah Davis over him.
I think Tyler's like safe as him. You know what?
And he gives us some projectable volume. With all these rookies we have.
Well,
too.
we can
go Corum too.
We're gonna go Corum.
We can go Corum.
Corum is one where I can see him actually be this year's Tank Bisbee a little bit. Where, like I like Kyron. I think Kyron's secure, but like I think down the stretch we saw he kind of have some fumble issues, and he has such a workload that I do worry about just my missing some time. And Corum, I don't know if he's a good running back. He didn't really show much last year, but Tank Bisbee didn't show much last year, and then he was able to kind of improve. So that's kind of my thought with Blake right here. It's just such a valuable role. That running back role. They love to run it at the goal line. Like they don't really let Stafford throw a ton at the goal line. It's like a pure lottery ticket. Where like, sure, maybe he doesn't give you that standalone value, but it's pick 170, and he has league-winning upside if he just gets to start in the playoffs. And we already have Judkins to be that guy. We think Tank Bigsby can get that job, and so take like another lottery ticket on like a guy who could just 100% smash. And like running backs, like last year was kind of an outlier on injuries because usually we see a lot more injuries. And Blake, Tyler, Braylon, like these guys just fit the mold. Like if the guy in front of them gets hurt, they're gonna. Just like these RBs, like I just want RBs that have a clear number 2 role on their team. Facts.
I get a little worried about Braylon just because he was so ass at the end of last year. I don't have the numbers in front of me right now, but he was so bad. And that's how Isaiah Davis started getting a little bit of work. Braylon went to like a below 3 yards per carry type of guy. I'm like, is the new like coaching staff gonna like love this guy? But we're at the price where it's like if you believe in the talent, like pick 180. It's like
if we're talking BBC, man, like he's like top tier, right? You know what I'm saying? Like
it doesn't get any bigger.
No, it doesn't get any bigger. This dude was only 20 years old last year and just a monster.
Right.
But so is AJ Dillon, but he sucks. So you know,
at least he's got a little bit of pass. At least he's got a little bit of pass catching, a little bit of explosiveness. Mix a little Braylon in.
Yeah. I mean, I like how the team is coming together. I love our quarterback situation. Burrow, 21 picks ADP. RB, you know, I think Barkley, if he does what he did last year, everything else kind of falls in line.
Right. Barkley just drags teams. Barkley just drags teams like to the playoffs.
Yeah, man. Like, and that's like one thing why I'm not drafting so much too is because like I'm not concrete with like my takes yet. Like I'm still kind of digesting like. Like Barkley's one, like he's usually a guy I would want to fade after such a big year and kind of lean more towards the younger backs like Gibbs and Bijan. But then it's like, how does Barkley not do what he did last year?
He would have to get hurt.
He would have to get hurt.
Yeah. If he's not hurt, it's like if he's not hurt, then he's
destroying. And I think it's. Do you believe like Barkley's more injury prone than Gibbs and Bijan? Is that a real thing?
Maybe a little bit, but the upside I think is also higher. Assuming that like Montgomery doesn't get hurt.
Jalen Hurts doesn't like get 15 1-yard touchdowns like he does.
Hey, even if he does, he still did it. But
all right, so are you still Amari Cooper, or are you getting worried a little bit?
Do you think this is a 6 or a 7? Do you think this is a 6 or a 7 running back team?
How many picks we have left? Just pick any running back you like here.
Let's go Eckler.
Okay.
Let's go Eckler.
I say that because I think we have so much volatility. I'd rather take extra shot with running back.
Yeah.
And receiver.
Good last year. He was just good when he played. And he had 800 yards. And that was with 800 scrimmage yards. But he missed a month. So he could have had like 1,000 scrimmage yards, and they'll take that.
For sure. So we have 4 picks left. This is probably a 3 tight end team. And then so if we're taking a quarterback, I mean, do we do the Russell, Theo Johnson, Slayton thing?
We could definitely do that.
We could
do Russell right now just to lock up the point.
Yeah, because like I think Sanders is like, where does Sanders fall in your opinion if the Giants and Browns will take him?
I really just don't think he's. I really just don't think he's like that good.
Is he Malik Willis bad?
I think he's like the best comp I've heard from in terms of most accurate. I think is like Teddy Bridgewater, but like that's not like a good fantasy player. Like that doesn't. Teddy Bridgewater's like 14 points per game. Veteran Teddy Bridgewater, like he doesn't run. Accurate at times. He's like accurate at times. Fine, it's not the best. His deep ball's fine. It's not the best. I just don't think he like really. Changes the game in a meaningful way. Maybe like just because of the circus. Around him, he like forces his way on the field like sooner. Like it seems like we got this guy. We got to play him. What are the places he can go? There's like 2 places he could go and start, and they're not picking him at 2 and 3.
Yeah, and like the Raiders, they just extended Geno Smith, so like if he went there, it's like a Jordan Love situation, probably. I don't know, man. Like I do the Jets just say fuck it, like Sanders and Fields? I don't think so. Steelers, I mean, I know they're connected with Dart, but like does Sanders fall that far and the Steelers like, hey, this is like the quarterback?
I could see that. That would be a spot That would be a spot he could land. And then it's like Arthur Smith's quarterback who doesn't run. Like I think they would lean Dart in Pittsburgh because they kind of want a guy who can scramble a bit. And Dart's the scrambler. not
Uh,
Sanders.
I don't think this will happen, but like, could the Cowboys just like take Sanders and just like they show their hand with Joe Milton, maybe like they're prepping for Dak. I don't know. Like, would that shock the world if Sanders went to the Cowboys, and then we have Deion Sanders join them next year?
Man, the thing is, if you take Shedeur, like, I don't think Schottenheimer's gonna want. I don't think Schottenheimer wants, but that's like the guy where it's like, man, you draft Shedeur Sanders to the Cowboys, you are no longer the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys.
True.
It could be quite a fall, I think. It could be quite a fall, I think, for Sanders. I think he's going to fall the late first, and then maybe the Giants like trade up into the late first. But I just don't think he's gonna, if he plays, that he's even gonna put up enough points to like hit your lineup.
Can you hear me right now, Sus? No, you can't. Okay. Yeah, no, I agree with that. So we're up in 6 picks, and how we're going to attack this is 2 tight ends and then a receiver. Slayton does go, so that takes one of our stacks, but that's okay. I don't mind. What do you think of Theo Johnson as a late round flyer?
Super heavy. I think he might be my highest owned tight end. He had some really solid production down the stretch last year. Was almost always like the second or third most targeted player on the team. I think that'll continue into this year. He seems to be recovering well from his foot injury. And he's like the locked-in. By all accounts, he's like the locked-in starter. Great, like 99th percentile athlete. Big. As long as he's like half decent at football. As long as he's like half decent at football, he's just gonna pay off.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, he showed a lot of flashes last year, and I like tight ends that are athletic and show something their first year. Unlike Ben Sinnott.
Yeah, I'm never clipping that guy. Yeah, I'm never clipping that guy. I don't even know if he's the tight end.
Dude, like Ben Sinnott, like Trey McBride, like I was like, oh yeah, this is Trey McBride, Zach Ertz and whatnot, but nah.
Yeah. Anytime you can take a fullback. Playing tight end, you got to do it
for sure. So you know what, we're in a tight end.
Yeah, I'd go 2 tight ends. I'd go 2 tight ends. I would probably just like take 2 tight ends at this turn and then take some receiver at the end. There's always like some receiver at the end.
Yeah, I agree with that.
It's fine.
So we go Theo with one of our tight ends to stack with Russell. And then Chig is solid. Cam Ward upgrade. Tyler Conklin goes with Herbert. I'm a Noah Gray guy. Elijah Arroyo, I think he's another tight end that might be second rounder.
Yeah, at one point he was being had a little foot injury, so he didn't test at the combine. Of that group, that's fine. If you want to go Noah Gray, that's fine. My top ones there are probably Tyler Conklin and Mason Taylor.
Okay. Let's go Conklin. Let me see something real quick.
Justin Herbert's tight end one. Hayden
Hurst and
Will Disley.
Yeah, Big Montana.
I'll be honest, man. Tyler Conklin's just pretty good at football. He had 450 yards last year, and people are like, is he really that good? It's like he was competing with Garrett Wilson and with Devontae Adams for targets. So it's like kind of hard to eat there. And he still got like, I think he was like fine production. I think he was like tight end and a top 3 tight end and like
dude, like one thing that stood out for him was like he caught like 60 passes like the last 3 years. A merchant, like he just catch these dump balls, boom boom. Maybe he'll luck into like 5-6 touchdowns this year.
And the Chargers really haven't addressed wide receiver, so it's like targets are earned. You start looking at like who's going to earn targets. Like it's going to be Ladd, but then after him, it's like who's the guy that like goes out there and earns Justin Herbert's trust. Like it wouldn't shock me at all if Tyler Conklin had like 650 yards and like 6 touchdowns, which would be great.
For sure, like last round pick. I agree. So I think, you know what we could do? Let's hop into a draft right now.
Okay.
Just because I'm on a time crunch a little bit.
Okay.
So.
Okay.
Let's go. I'll be NFL. And then tell me when you're ready to do it.
All right, I'm opening the app. Oh, my last bullet. It's so dramatic.
That's crazy.
It's so dramatic.
Are you gonna draft differently?
I've had so many good times. I've had so many good times, with these bullets, the highs, the lows, and everything in between. Maybe I'll get a little freaky with it. Win and run.
All right. Should we do this?
All right.
Yeah, let's do it.
Should we do this thing?
1, 2, 3, go.
All right, man.
6 more to start.
Perfect.
6 more to start.
Let's get it. All right. Gonna go back to the board. 9 picks away. If you guys are watching, you guys want to come draft with me and Sus, hop right in. There's also, I think, I'm trying to figure out because I think the audio is still kind of messed up, which it might be on my end where I got to figure out with like OBS, but
figure it out.
We'll check it out. Okay, let's go draft. All right, so we're up at 8 picks. Last pick. The receivers here, it's ugly, but
it's bleak.
Yeah,
it's bleak.
But I got some guys.
If you have some, guys.
So things that are kind of just like sticking out is like we could take Andre Issa, blah, 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 whatever his name is, to stack with Burrow. Here, I was gonna say that's definitely one I like is the booty. But honestly, you tell me, man, because I can't really see any guys I like here.
So can we just look at our room again?
I was just wondering kind of what we need with this 7th guy.
So we got a lot of elite.
elite upside. Man,
Since we only have
7 guys, maybe a guy who's just guaranteed some projectable volume.
Like
we took Saquon.
We took Saquon, so we got a little Bijan fade
I don't
going.
think this team is going to use a pick.
I don't think this team is going to use a pick on wide receiver last year. He had almost 700 yards.
What you
think about Ray McLeod? And he could have some positive.
Ray Ray's interesting, man. Like he got more volume than you would expect looking back.
And he got the 79 rushing yards.
rushing yards too. So you add that, and it's like 700.
Imagine me being able to do math.
760 yards total.
He looked good. He looked like a legit NFL receiver.
Yeah.
I don't know how he did with Michael Penis. I'll be honest. I know, I think Kirk Cousins, he was kind of balling out. I'm definitely down to take him. Does Ray McLeod overtake the stack option with?
I hate. The thing is,
I hate
with
Yoshivas. I hate him so much because I think he's bad. He was PFF's dead last rated.
I think they wanted a third receiver. That's why they took Burton. And
right,
they might take that stab again.
So okay, well let's see where this team is. Okay, so we're actually the big board started, and you're on the clock. And you got the 1.2, buddy.
Yo, is this a slow draft?
Wait.
Yo, we just entered.
the. Wait, how did we enter a slow draft?
Did they switch it to only slows? Yo.
There's no way.
Yo, they might have really switched that shit.
To slows like in the last hour.
Big board. Wow. But why? Like, that doesn't make sense to me. Because
that's crazy work.
All right, everyone. This is about to be a Mr. B style 500-hour stream.
Yo, this is crazy, actually. Did they really switch to slow? Yeah. 8-hour picks. Now,
that's egregious work.
Are they trying to slow down the fill rate? That's the only thing I can think of.
Maybe.
Well, hey, this is a longer stream than I intended, actually, guys.
Hours and 58 minutes to talk through what I'm going to do at number 2.
Big surprise! I'm going to do this.
Big surprise! I'm going to do the same thing that we did.
We just gotta wait, 10 hours or maybe any second for Cheese 2-4 Cole to make a pick, but I'm blown away, man. Like, what's the time? That's crazy timing to do a slow right when we were gonna stream the last bullet.
Dude, thank God that we were able to. get in the one bullet we could.
Been the one bullet we could.
Been That would have been a short stream.
That would have been the ultimate.
The ultimate edge for the chat. They're all here. They're waiting on the big sus arrival. Everyone's plotting on it. Everyone's waiting for it.
Hey man.
And then you get this.
I think maybe there's something to.
I think maybe there's something to that was like we just drafted.
Yeah, maybe that is the winner, and that's why they're like just put slows on.
Like, all right, everyone go home.
Like, all right, everyone go home.
Yeah, I mean, it's moving. I have pick 12, so I can make 2 picks. Yeah, that just blows my mind. I don't remember them doing this last year for the big board.
That's crazy. Did they do it?
That's crazy. Did they do it for the other contests too?
Like the let's go the bigger board. No, it's 30 seconds. Bigger board.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. Maybe like you said, I don't understand that. Maybe like you said,
would you do something like that?
Damn. That's wild, bro.
Yeah, that's wild. I'm sure chat's gonna be like, yo, like, yeah. Even Star says in Discord, like, slows only now is crazy work.
Damn.
Yeah.
They really want to see us.
They really want to see us enter a biggest board on stream.
Shit. Low key. I'm trying to think. I doubt it's even close to filling for a bigger board.
Well, I maxed out the bigger board, so I don't know.
Oh, you did? Oh, you did? Okay.
I did. I'm not gonna do that.
I'm not gonna do that for the biggest board. I probably shouldn't have even done it for the bigger board, but
man, you're having fun. You're prime of drafting right now, so I'm sure you're feeling pretty confident in your ability to draft teams.
Oh yeah, what could go wrong?
I drafted like no rookies on those teams because I wasn't into them at that time.
I mean, it's better than me. I legit first year doing baseball, and I did like $3,000 worth of baseball teams. Just cause.
How's baseball going so far?
How's baseball going
I'm gonna
so far?
right now. Actually, let's check out my baseball teams. I also did one NBA team, and it made it to the finals.
Oh shit!
But it's It's not going great in the finals because at the turn I took Joel Embiid, you bitch ass.
Damn, and you still made the finals?
Even this team was nice because I got Dyson. Yeah.
He's a problem.
Tyler Hero, solid. Murray. Cade, Cade's a monster. And then LeBron James kind of was like just holding it together. But Joel Embiid, if that could have been anyone else, then...
Literally anyone.
Yeah.
Damn, that's crazy.
Literally,
how does the scoring work for this? Is it like just the full cumulative season, or is it like a playoff sprint?
It's like only 2 teams advance, and then it's week 18 to week 23. It's just accumulated scoring.
Okay.
So like right now, if we look at the context, it's first place because he has 5,800 points in the 5-week sprint, basically.
Damn, and that's pretty close between him.
Yeah.
What?
That's
like this. Like if you're Tony or Sally, like you're sweating balls right now.
Anyone we know in the top?
Like 20.
I don't know names. Coyote seems a little familiar, but I don't really see. I don't know if that's any relation to Bill Cosby, but that's funny.
That's his burner.
Yeah,
that's his burner. Damn, I don't know these guys.
Maybe the NBA streets are just different.
But I was like, if I had one team made the final, what if I would have like drafted like a bunch more? Maybe I got lucky. Maybe I know ball.
Fuck it, gotta run it back next year.
So this is my baseball right here. I did 200 teams.
Oh, nice.
And right now,
have you always been this into baseball?
No,
or is it new this year?
6 years ago, and I played for like a few years. I really got into it just because I just love seeing like update points every day because they go crazy. So I was like, hell yeah, like I get that dopamine rush, and it's a fun fantasy sport. Then I took 3 years off, and this is the first year since like maybe 2021 that like I've actually paid attention to baseball.
Okay.
And half the players I didn't even know. I was like, who's this guy? But we're not doing bad, man. We're advancing 30 dinger teams out of 150.
Light work.
Pretty solid.
Light work.
What's the
payout for the dinger?
Let's
Like
go.
50K or 100K?
It's like 50K or 100K
like,
top.
flagship?
Is that the like
Yeah, so
flagship?
this is like the BBM. So first place is 100K,
Gotcha.
second 60, 40, 26, you know, pretty top heavy, I would say.
Bestball is definitely the way to go for
Bestball is definitely the way to go for baseball because like for fantasy basketball and baseball, bro, just checking it like I don't really do them like that much, but I did one like
Yeah.
fantasy basketball this year with my friends.
Every
Bro, you got to check every. It's fun to like check how your points are going, but like you don't want to be like moving the
No,
lineups up and
it's
down.
impossible. Like that's why I stopped playing baseball because like, dude, like every day I gotta go change my lineup, and this player's out, then I gotta pick one up. Like it was just becoming way too much.
Yeah.
What we could do is we could kind of go over your exposures if you want, and then I'm gonna end it.
Sure. I bet. Damn, Underdog really did us. Underdog really did us crazy. They're trying to.
They know you're coming.
They know you're coming into the space, and now they're gonna have to throw you a crazy check. They're like, hold up,
Hey, you won it already, so like we're just gonna chill out, you know?
Yeah, like why are we gonna pay you?
Why are we gonna pay you to influence it? When you already won all the money. Like that's your influencer back.
Man. All right, so right here, this is your exposures. 209 teams I see drafted. Okay, so Baker number one. I'm not surprised with that.
Going with Godwin and
Evans a lot. He's just so stackable. I think he was like top 5 QB last year in points. Like maybe that's just a career year and I'm chasing the high, but like
Baker's just a dog, man.
I don't know. Baker's just a dog, man, and he's so easy.
Yeah,
to
Baker's
stack.
such an easy player to root for. I feel like he's just so fun to watch too on the football field. Like his quarterback scrambles, I swear he's like fucking like he's like a running back on those.
Yeah, and it's scary if you have him on
your team. Because you think he's going to get hurt, but then he just pops up. Like, there was a play last year where he missed one play, and then he was back in it. I was like, I fucking love this guy.
So, Baker, Caleb, Gino, Tua, Trevor, CJ, Cam, Love. So, Caleb, were you high on Caleb before the Ben Johnson hire, or got more after?
Definitely more after. I thought
that was like imperative for him to get that. Like before, I was like, okay, maybe it takes a year to. Jared Goff is that great of a quarterback, but a lot of times with these guys who, and now some people might think Caleb's generational, and that's great, but even if he's just like that middle of the road, those guys go up and down so much based on like being in a good system and having the right weapons and. He had the right weapons, but like they weren't deployed the right way with Shane Waldron at all. Now you get him got 3 new interior offensive linemen. Roma Dunze's a second-year player. They might draft Genti, but most importantly, Caleb's going from like having to do everything himself and like getting blitz, and he can scramble. So he's a guy who like he could break fantasy.
No, like Caleb had like a better rookie season than like CJ Stroud. And everyone's like going crazy about Stroud his second year, but Caleb's I feel like is like underpriced right now, and I could see definitely him jump into like a top 5 discussion fantasy wise.
And he's another guy you want to stack.
A lot. Like I personally love to stack because I also do a lot of DJ Moore, Ramadunza.
Okay, and then I'm cool with Gino. Like I'm cool with Tua, Trevor. Like it seems like you're kind of waiting, like the later group.
Right. I want to smash like those.
Elite running backs, elite receivers, and just hope like my quarterbacks line up to like some of those teams they get through, and I get the like 25-point Gino week or the 28-point Caleb week, and I'll do more like elite. I think that most of the elite quarterbacks I'm at like 6-7%, so it's not like a total fade. Like the guys I'm like totally fading are like Stafford, like probably 0%. Like I'm not doing Kirk Cousins. I'm not.
Like 5-6%.
Yeah, like 5-6% on the elites until we go to like the 18-man drafts, and then I'll
which
be
makes
more
sense
into that.
because like 20 rounds is a little more easier to wait and kind of like you could stockpile the quarterbacks there.
Right.
All right. Now running back. So Will Shipley isn't your number 1 running back. It's
Is it 10?
It's Harvey.
Is it 10?
RJ Harvey.
That's right. I've been glazing crazy. That's right. I've been glazing crazy.
The entry fees on these are crazy. So I'm sure these are some bigger board because you got Harvey and Giggins over $900 entry fees. Definitely have a lot of fun during the draft to see where these RBs go.
Yeah, a lot of fun's one way to put it.
Yeah, a lot of fun's one way to put it. Being on the edge of my fucking seat, rocking back and forth like a fucking mental patient. Be like, oh my god,
fuck.
Like, bro, I might crash out. Like expeditiously in the Discord. Like it's gonna be a wild scene if it doesn't go my way. But I think these guys are good enough, no matter where they go, to get on the field and produce at the cost. So
I can't wait, man, for draft season. It's gonna be fucking fire, and a lot of Bach news is gonna be dropping during that time too.
Yeah, exactly. You know how like Adam Schefter will give away the picks before it actually comes on. You're gonna be like, my sources said actually RJ Harvey just went 22nd.
RJ Harvey went to the fucking Bears, in the second round.
After they took Gent.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So I mean, Bigsby, Shipley, not surprised, but Tony and Mixon, kind of. So Mixon's someone that you think is obviously undervalued, right?
Yeah, RB8 last year. In points per game, if I'm not mistaken. Definitely a better
some people are like,
play caller this year, and some people are like, well, they're going to move away from the run, but I think they're going to sustain drives better, so that kind of offsets and have some more scoring opportunities. He averaged almost 100 scrimmage yards per game last year, and he gets the goal line work, so he might go crazy.
He's someone that I think is safe for volume. I do wonder if the Texans will draft their RB.
That's possible, yeah.
I can see them draft the receiver. I can see them draft the O-line. So Mixon seems like he's kind of safe in that role again. Hampton, I love seeing 70% Hampton just because I think Hampton is mispriced, man.
You're thinking he should go third round?
Third round?
If we play the game where Genty's like a 1-2 turn, because Genty's a great RB prospect and he's better than Hampton, but I think NFL teams view Hampton pretty similar, and Hampton could be a first rounder. And if Hampton's a first rounder, that means he's guaranteed a heavy workload. And if he's I just think Hampton's gonna smash if he goes in the first round, because we've seen the data on first round RBs, they don't disappoint. So I think
he doesn't have injury
concerns like that. If we really think he's good,
what am I missing?
About why he shouldn't be
if he goes in the first round to Denver, would you rather have him or Kyron?
That is assuming Kyron survives the draft.
That's pretty close for me, though.
That's like you're saying.
That's the type of bet that he is, the caliber of bet he could be. And really, when you start looking at the receivers, they want you to take Zay Flowers or Hampton.
Yeah, the projected points is nutty. Hampton's gonna be projected for Also, just about how you structure teams. I think Waddle and Olave are the same as Zay Flowers, but Hampton is night and day different, for the running backs in the 5th and 6th.
Exactly. You start running
that 2v2. It's not even a question.
So obviously, not surprised by Bucky, but Jordan Mason. Were you in Mason before he went to Minnesota, and you kind of got?
I was probably 5 or 6%, and then after that, it's every time that I probably 40% of the drafts after that, maybe 50. I've been smashing him, and he just keeps getting more expensive after smash. He's now I want to go to fucking Nobu smash. Anywhere he go, we're smashing, bro, because he's David Montgomery.
Yeah, and I think it's people get weirded out when a player moves up like he has, but if you look at his role, dude is gonna project, I think, very nicely in that offense. And Aaron Jones is 30 years old, and I don't know, Mason's someone that I won't be surprised if he's a top 20 RB.
And Aaron Jones is not really
their goal line back, and they even talked about how Jordan Mason's gonna be the short down at this guy too.
He can handle a workhorse load.
He can handle a workhorse load if Aaron Jones gets hurt, which he has often. And he might just be vulturing the shit out of him at the goal line. Even like last year, they were bringing Cam Akers to get like goal line touches and like late in the season and in the playoffs.
Yeah, 100%, man. So checking your receivers out, Slayton, that's your boy. He didn't get the nuts landing spot, but
no, he did not.
But I think he's fine with Russell there. Like he's someone that I think is a good click in the last round, just because he always has like 1 week where he's like a receiver 1. So you're just kind of hoping it's in the playoffs.
I was hoping he would like leave.
Leave the team that he's like publicly beefed with for years. I thought that was like kind of assumed to happen, but the Giants said, hey, we lost Saquon for $12 million a year. We can't lose another legend for $12 million a year. Come back
so
there
crazy.
and be the wide receiver 3. So you can be the wide receiver 3 behind Malik Neighbors and Travis Hunter and not even fucking play.
Bro.
Crash out might be real on that one.
That one. It was so funny because the news that was going on, like there's so many possibilities he could have went to, and then even the Jameis Winston hype he had, it was like, okay, yeah, like slaying with Winston, like fuck yeah, but now you have like Russell Wilson, where it's like, yeah, still
it's a real roller coaster of emotions.
Kayshon Boutte though, he's another one that's kind of like been your staple in the last round, huh?
For a minute, yeah. Now I feel
kind of bad about it because Patriots Twitter somehow got on my like For You page, and they're talking about like, is Kayshon Boutte gonna make the team? I'm like, bro, what are you talking about?
Well, you're a Patriots.
What are you fucking talking? Well, you're a Patriots fan.
What do you think about that?
I haven't seen no reports like concrete about him not making the team. Like I think because he's like a 6th round receiver, and like there's gonna be talks around him like that, but he's the best receiver on that team right now.
Facts.
Like Boutte, like I remember last year, he was just getting targeted. Drake May was finding him, building rapport, and I think he really like. If you look at his stats, like he had like 500 and like 70 yards.
Right. Which he didn't even really get run like that.
And he didn't even really get run like that.
Exactly.
No,
like he wasn't even dressed out the first like few weeks, or if he wasn't getting snaps. So I like Boutte. Yeah, he's definitely.
The problem is like I fall into this trap where I'm
kind of neglecting the investment. And like last year I had a shitload of DJ Chark. And I was like, he's the second best receiver on the Chargers, or not the second best, the third best behind Ladd and Palmer. And I took a shitload of him. I didn't take QJ because I thought he was better. And then he was running ahead of QJ, and like training camp he got hurt, but like DJ Chark didn't have like the room to like get hurt, and then he's like not getting his job back, and it's like Kayshon Boutte is starting to feel like the Chark bet, where it's like gets like a little minor injury, they're gonna like they invested a pretty high pick in Jalin Polk, and like they're talking about like Vrabel loves Javon Baker. It's like new coaching staff, does he just get buried as like wide receiver 5? And they signed Matt Collins.
Patriot. First of all, Polk, you a bitch, bro. Like I hate you, man. Like as a Patriot fan, I've been hurt so many times from all these receivers that we take, and it's the same thing every time. And Polk was like, Polk's gonna be good this year. It's different, and there's a lot of good reports about him this summer. But nah, you just suck. You're terrible, Polk.
Shout out Timothy Clark in the chat.
We all like Boutte. That's a big fact, but I don't know if Mike Vrabel likes Boutte. I guess
that's a great point. We got, it doesn't matter how much we love Boutte, but we got to know if Mike Vrabel likes the Boutte. So Jack Beck is next, and I know nothing about this guy.
Imagine if Puka
Nacua and Cooper Kupp.
Okay, timeout. All right, you had me kind of stand up for this one. So you're saying this is the next Puka?
If he had, I don't even really know how to describe him.
Because Steve Smith said he's like basically like a tight end.
I'll say Jack Beck is like
just a big body slot. He can win vertically.
Pretty good producer, and I think
NFL coaches are going to love him. And so maybe he thrives in this NFL era of attacking, just kind of like picking up those 8 to 10 yard chunks. He's strong as fuck, and I could see him becoming someone's like safety blanket and like a McVay type system.
I mean, the chat's with you. Sean is saying Bet Glaze time.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, there's an echo. I gotta look back and fix that. I'm not able to do it right now. Snowman. But also T Clark says Vabro got like the booty. He used to play a little tight end. Hey, I mean he's not wrong there. So he does have that tight end experience. So Jack Beck, he's the guy I'm gonna be drafting and paying attention to because I remember when Puka came out as a rookie. You know what stood out from him was he was PFF's number one rated receiver in college, and I don't know if Jack Beck is. I don't know if you said it or not. Like I don't know, but it's just I just remember Puka and I was like, this dude doesn't look like a typical receiver. But then there's a lot of like hype in like training camp and all that, and everyone.
Can I give you a stat that probably doesn't?
Can I give you a stat
matter,
that probably doesn't
fun?
matter, but
Of course.
it's kind of fun?
When Jack Beck
was a freshman, he was at LSU and he had more yards than Neighbors and BTJ.
Hey, as a hey, you guys heard it now. Jack Beck is better than Neighbors and what's his name? That's
I'm glad I could use you to say.
I'm glad I could use you to say that take.
I'll say it out
Thank
loud.
you for saying it.
I don't get the responsibility for it.
I don't get the responsibility for it,
Yeah.
but you know.
Yeah, you guys can
I
clip
planted
this
the
and
seed.
make fun how much of a dumbass I am for saying that. That's interesting. And then next we'll go. I kind of feel like these guys are the same. Like Debo, Ridley, kind of like those two are kind of like no one wants them, but like they seem like they're gonna be project pretty well.
And
Yep.
it's just a
And
part of the draft.
it's just a part of the draft where I don't want those running backs. Like I don't want Najee Harris when I think about the things I can get later. But I want like 1,000-yard, 1,100-yard receivers. In situations that are improving, like he's not competing with George Kittle, he's not competing with CMC, and Calvin Ridley's getting a massive quarterback upgrade. So I kind of like those bets.
Many are saying he's Sam Laporta.
On the Bears. Now, I don't think he's as good as Sam Laporta, but he could be like 80% of that. And at that price,
get those layup throws
in the Ben Johnson system.
True. Keenan, it was all fat.
Keenan, it was all fat Keenan this, fat Keenan that.
It's not fat. The
wallets of anyone who was glazing Roma Dunze last year.
Hey, many were Rome stands.
I like the talent. I'm back in this year. It's just like Shane Waldron's a boomer, and he was. I don't like it, but that's just how it was going to go. I thought.
Harper offensive coordinator
maybe
would have done.
Harper offensive coordinator would have done the right thing, but.
And the thing is, like Keenan
Allen has so much cachet. He's a legend. Like they're not going to disrespect the legend on like the 1-year deal. That they traded for,
put him at wide receiver,
and like put him at wide receiver 3. Like
even if Odunze has more,
talent, which he does at this, like he has more juice. But
and the other thing is,
Keenan was always getting open underneath for Caleb. Like
Caleb
was taking all this pressure, taking all these sacks. Keenan was like the guy who would give him that like safety blanket and take some pressure off. So I don't know. I think this is the year to buy the Rome price. Right. I feel that. Yeah.
He went to Bowling Green. He
didn't have the combine people wanted. He ran like a 4.7 240. He got there with the three cone and the bench press. And you just kind of hope he's like Jordan Reed, just like
good at football.
Good at football. Has the agility to make a guy miss in open space, can get schemed, to be able to make plays in space,
just be crafty with it.
and just be crafty with it.
It's a bit of a gamble.
It's a bit of a gamble, but it's just like he's good at football type of bet. And he had 1,500 yards last year.
Crazy.
So, just crazy.
1,500 yards as a tight end.
1,500 yards as a tight end, and he cooked Penn State. Like whenever they played a big school, he cooked them.
He definitely
can
play. It's just like
he definitely can play. It's just like will the athleticism translate to the league? He might not be like the biggest smash ever, but and maybe he's not like the best pick as a rookie. Got that down a lot lately, but
there's something there for sure.
There's something there for sure.
Trey.
Let's see where Trey's at.
I am on the Trey train.
Right now. It's just that right now,
like 18%.
I'm gonna probably be at like 18% Trey McBride when we go to 18-man drafts. But right now, I'm just like I want these elite running backs and wide receivers, and I want my tight end to just kind of fall into the end zone. Once we get to the 18-man drafts, I'm gonna be doing so much like Trey McBride and Theo Johnson, or Trey McBride and Komet.
He could have a crazy year.
He could have a crazy year.
Because the one thing is like
last year, like Trey McBride, like
consistently putting up.
He was consistently putting up really great weeks, but like he was not like. Did he like break the slate more than like once? Like Kittle breaks the slate.
McBride's like going to consistently.
McBride's like going to consistently give you that like 14, 15, 16. But until like they get him the touchdowns, and he might just go off with the touchdowns this year. But that offense is so weird.
Is he going to get like?
Is he gonna get like?
Sure, he might get like 15 points.
Sure, he might get like 15 points a lot, but like I could ping pong like 12 from Jawan to 12 from Conklin to 12 from Komet, and like make a bigger gap up at other positions for a 20-man track.
It's Trey's a weird one because I think he's putting up receiver numbers that go around his range, like right, like what, like he'll like the yardage isn't there, but like the receptions, and then if he could just get like 6 touchdowns, man, like he's gonna be a smash at it where he goes. All right, so you know what? That's gonna be it for us today. I appreciate anyone that's able to watch or still watching. Sus, thank you for being my first guest on what I plan on doing.
Hey, it's been an honor, man. Thanks for sticking with me. I'll work through my technical difficulties with the double voice echo.
We'll figure it out, man.
We'll figure it out, man, and I'll come on. Anytime you want a guest and need one, you can reach out.
Yeah, hell yeah, man. And you know what? Next time, it won't be as much difficult technical difficulties, but that's just trial and error, and that just happens as we do it. So, gonna end the stream. What the fuck? And we're out. Appreciate all y'all.